It's going to record.
Excellent. Alrighty, let's begin. So standing on your feet. I'm just gonna
take it back slightly. Lovely.
back in my head. That little lump on the floor. Okay, palms spread, toes spread, feet under hips. We open the arm and we raise the arm up above the head. And then as you reach your arms, bend your knees, and then dive forward with flat back down towards the floor. Bringing your fingertips to the ground, keeping those knees bent. Come up onto your very fingertips and raise your spine into extension. Then sink yourself back down and begin to feel that stretch into your lower back and through the spine and into the hamstrings. And then reach up again, look forward, shoulders back and down. Exhale, sink down. Straighten out through the legs a little bit more and get deeper into that hamstring stretch. Then inhale, bend the knees, scoop the belly in, let's roll up. Once you roll to the top, slide your shoulders back and step your left leg forward. Bring your hands onto your hips, come up onto the toes at the very back and extend both your legs, making sure your feet are same width as your hip. We're going to inhale, lower down towards the floor in a lunge, exhale, lengthen back up. So we're just going to do 10 of these just to mobilize the shoulder, the knees, the hips, activate the backs of the legs into those hamstrings, stretching through the back thigh, just lowering down and lifting. Sorry, a little bit of a noise of a printer, you can probably hear. Down to 5, up to 6. And you can reduce your range as much as you need to. Breathing in through the belly. 2 more. Now do 1 more. Go down, little pause, either halfway or just hanging off that ground. 10 little presses. Keep pressing through that left buttock. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're coming down to the floor. Drop your back knee. Let your foot back. Slide your back knee a little bit further back behind you. And then inhale, move, exhale, lengthen through that front leg, kick your head and chest down. Then inhale forward, exhale, lift your spine and sink into your hips, lifting your chest up. Breath in, exhale, float back. Get as much extension in that front leg as you can. Lower the head and chest, soften the spine, and then come forward and lift up again. Shoulders back, elevate the chest. Inhale, exhale, fold back again. You're going to do 5 dynamic stretches, just moving through the 2. Lift up, and again, float back. And forward. 1 more time. Press back into that hamstring, go a little bit deeper. And then float forward, sink through the hips. Tuck your toes under the back. Extend that leg at the back. So you'll do a front lunge. And then lift your chest. Lift your arms to the hanging. And see if you can take your arms straight out. So you're creating a straight line all the way down to the back of that heel. Extend that knee. Breathe, shoulders down and away, lift the chest, look up towards the fingers. Take 1 more breath, and lower the arms, press all the way up, and then push that leg back to join the other leg. We're back to where we started. Spread your toes, get everything grounded, open your arms, inhale, exhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Then soften through the knees, dive down towards the floor. And then bend and extend those legs down here, staying with a soft spine. So a little bit different. 1 more. And then sink the hips down. Lift your eye gaze, lift those arms and come back into like a squat position with the arms elevated, creating a straight line all the way down to the back hip. Or if you're struggling, you can take your arms to here. Hold it there. 5, 4, sink lower. 2, 1. Come all the way up. Roll those shoulders. Step your right leg forward. Find your balance. Square your hips off. Warm in here. Hands on hips. And we drop down into that lunge. So make sure your back toe, leg is straight, and we inhale, drop. Exhale, up. Keeping that knee above the ankle. Mobilizing the other side. Feeling nice and stretch down that thigh. And then your right buttock engaging. Inhale, exhale. 10 of these. Good balance. Don't go too fast. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9. Last one. Hold this down. Find your place. Strong position and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7. See if you can bend that knee a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2. And drop your hands to the floor. Drop your back knee. And then inhale to start. So make sure this foot is underneath the knee. Exhale, swing back, hamstring stretch. Inhale to hold. Exhale, move forward and sink the hips. Lift your chest, extend your spine. Shoulders back. And push back again. Come forward, lift up, lengthen. And 5 times we do this. Last 2. Push back. Come forward. Last one. Push all the way back. Get deeper in that stretch. Drop your head and chest down. Then come forward. Lift up, sinking up. Extend that back knee, lift. Strong position. Press your weight to your right leg. And then see if you can reach your arms and come forward. If it's too much, drop your arms back here. Otherwise, reach and lengthen. Squeeze the belly. Hold. Straighten that back leg. 5 more seconds. And then bring your arms down. Extend up. Push that leg back. Woo! So here. That one didn't want to push me back. Sit tall, spread your toes, arms all the way up. Exhale, fold down to the floor. We're going to take a little walk forwards, bringing our body weight into a lunge, to plank, sorry. Shoulders pulled away, legs extended. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward. Pause on the exhale in plank. Go again. Lift. And forward. So do 5 of these. That's 3. Lift up, press down into your heels, squeeze your belly, lift your hips, melt your head and chest, and then roll through that spine to plank. Last one. Big lift up. And this time we roll forward into that plank and we lower our knees down. Keeping your feet tucked, slide your bottom back into your heels, reach your arms, a little bit narrow stance. Melt your head and chest down so you're feeling that lovely stretch through the whole back. Then lift your eye gaze, rock forward, bend those elbows into your rib cage and lower either halfway or all the way down to a hover. Then power back up through the arms, curve the spine back and reach to that lengthening of the spine. Inhale, roll out, flat back, abs on, leave your bottom behind as you lower your chest forward and down, squeezing the belly, lifting all the way back up, curve the spine and rest it back. So we're doing 5 of these. Roll it up. Squeeze the elbows into the rib cage, then power the backs of those arms, those triceps, engaging those abs as much as you possibly can. Got 2 more of these. Eye gaze forward, lift up. Squeeze those elbows. You don't have to go as far down as I'm going. You might want to go halfway. Just don't let your bottom sink down. 1 more. all the way up, curve it back, slide your feet flat and come into a child's pose. Take your arms a little bit wider into a V shape and melt down, reaching those fingers as far away as you can, putting your bottom into your heels. One more breath. When we roll back out, we bring ourselves onto our hands and knees, nice flat back, box position. Now we're going to slide our left leg back behind and then press your body weight back into that heel. So all I've done is pushed back and stretching out the calf muscle. And then as you just take your body weight forward, lift the leg with the toe pointed. Now we're going to drop down to our right elbow. And we're going to take that leg a little bit further across the right side, lift it up and circle it all the way around, tapping down to the left side of your hip, lifting all the way back up and coming back across. So lots of mobility in the hips, working the outer buttocks and thighs, making sure you're still controlling that movement through the sides of your abs. So the heaviness of your legs, it's like a resistance as you drop it down and lift it back up again. And you can reduce the range if you need to. If you need to, you can bend the knee and do it with knee bent. That's an easier option. So you might want to keep your leg straight or bend your knee. Do 10 of these, 5 more. Three more, all the way out and around. See if you can get your circles a little bit bigger for the last 2. Then one more, big loop all the way around. Briefly drop it to the floor. Make sure it's on the outside of your hip. If it's not, bring it forward. Lean a little bit more into that right leg. Lift that leg up and give it some little pulses up and down. Squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Keep going, keep going. 8, 7, your right buttock should be feeling this, the one that's stabilizing. Last 4, lift it. 2, and plant it down. Let's take it into a stretch. Slide the foot as far away as you can go. Walk your elbows down onto the left side of your mat. Try and keep your foot on the ground. Lengthen out through the spine and push your hips back and sink down. As far as you can go, keeping that left leg straight. My right leg is also quite wide and my foot is lined up with my knee and turning outwards. So like a kind of half frog leg position. And then just breathe into the stretch. If you can, take your left arm down and slide it down the ankle. And then lean toward that leg and stretch even deeper. So you might get that in your lower back. You might get it in your hamstring. You might make your inner thighs stretch even more. Just lean that way. 2 more breaths. Release, come back, bring up onto your hands, slide the leg back in underneath you, and then sit back into a child's pose, this time with narrow knees, so a bit close together, bringing your hands and holding onto your feet. Curl into a little ball. Take hold of your fingers behind the back and begin to lift your arms up and over to a stretch. And this might be enough for you, just holding here. If you want a little bit more, roll to the very top of your head and lift those arms up and over. Or just stay here if that's enough. Up to you. Right onto the top of your head. And breathe into it. Opening out the fronts of those shoulders. Alternatively, you can come to here. 2 more breaths. Release the hands slide underneath you, and bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Right leg, press the back foot into the heel by pushing your body weight back and just stretching that right knee as much as you can. So feel the stretch at the top of the calf. Then rock your body weight forward very slightly and lift the leg, lowering your left elbow to the floor. That leg is going to come across, dropping down, and it's going to take a massive circle all the way out and over to the other side, tapping down, and then lifting up and repeating 10 times. Remember, you can shorten it by bending the knee if you want and make it a little bit easier. If that's a bit of a struggle, takes half the weight away from your legs. Five more, make them bigger. Squeeze the belly, control, bring that foot all the way around to the outside of that right hip. Just give me one more. Lift it all the way up, drop it down briefly. Abs on tight, squeeze your left butt and then lift that leg up and press it up for 10, 9, get it as high as you possibly can. Feel the burn. 7, 6, squeeze it. 4, 3, 2, one more. And drop it down. Let's stretch the inner thighs. So walk over to the right side of your mat, lowering both elbows to the ground. Lift and lengthen and up through that spine. Adjust your left leg to how you need to. So my left leg is almost in frog position, foot turned down, and sink your hips back and down. Breathe into the stretch. Try and keep the whole of your right foot grounded so you're not rolling onto the inner edge. Ooh, I'm tight on the side. That's uncomfortable. So if you can, slide your right hand down the leg and then turn your body towards that side. Getting a deeper stretch. Lean back a little bit more. 3 deep breaths. And then when you're ready, release the hands. That side's horrible. Bring that knee in. Legs together, back into child's pose, holding onto those heels, curling into a ball. If that's not for you, just come to your elbows and curve here. And then when you're ready, roll yourself up and swing your feet around in front of you. Good. Slide your hands into your shins and lift your spine up tall. Now your left leg is going to extend straight. Your left hand relaxes and lightly onto the ground. Your right hand comes to here. And we're going to scoop the belly in and we're going to drop halfway or 3/4 of the way down. Find your position where you're holding and controlling with your abs. You're going to lift your left leg up, come up and twist to try and tap that kneecap. Lower the left leg back down. So up, rotate, my chest drops back down, and then I lift it back up to join. Alternatively, you can do it with your leg bent. If you want to make it a little bit easier, entirely up to you. Reaching up, so 10 twists. I think that's 5. That's 6. 7, use that core, scoop the belly in. You can go as low back in that spine as you want. Last 2. 1 more. And then pause here. Reach both your arms forward, 10 little pulses, scooping through that belly, right into the upper abs. 7, 6, squeeze. Little tiny movements, just working the top part of your abs here. Keep squeezing deep into that belly. 1 more little press, and then lift that left leg back up, catch it. And that's fine if you're here. Walk up it. and begin to straighten it. Now, I want you to keep it bent and see how far you can get. If you can get to your foot, amazing. Keeping that knee bent, lift your spine tall. And then, if you can, stretch the leg without losing your spine position. So think about beautiful extension of the back, starting from the coccyx all the way up, squeezing your shoulder blades, elevating the chest, and then stretch your hamstring. Just hold there. Straighten the leg a little bit more. Lift it up a little bit more. Chest to thigh, thigh to chest. And then bend the knee, release the foot. Bring the soles of your feet together so you've got quite a wide jump, diamond shape, and just relax forward. Take a few breaths, just allowing your chest to drop down. Bringing the soles of your feet to the floor, fingers pointing out to the sides. Lean back, pull your feet in a little bit more if you need to, and then raise your hips up into reverse tabletop. So we're trying to get the hips as high as they will go. And you can just stay here, breathe if you want, or we can do a little lift and a drop, a little lift and a drop. Or if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can lift, opposite hand, foot touch, drop that down, and the other side. Find your balance. Listen to your body. You might just want to stay lifting one leg at a time, that's fine. 4 more. Then hold and lift up as high as you can possibly go. Push the chest out the shoulders. Squeeze the butt, pull the knees closer together. And then release your bottom back down. Bring the soles of the feet together again. This time, taking them close in towards you. Sliding your hands around the outside edges of your feet or your ankles. And then sit tall again. 2 breaths with a beautiful extended spine, pushing those knees down. And then after 2 breaths, let your spine begin to curl into flexion and lower your chin towards your toes as you allow your lower back to open out. Relax the shoulders. Take some long deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Go as deep as you can go. And then roll it back up, sit tall. Bring your knees together. Hold onto your legs. And then slide your left leg flat. No, slide your right leg flat. Staying here. Okay, same as we did, but on the other side. So our left hand goes beside the head, our right hand to the floor. Scoot the belly in, roll back, quarter or halfway down till your abs are here, just holding your body position. And then we lift up and we twist and we drop back down. You can move your back down at the same time as your leg and then meet in the middle, or you can stay static and just work here, or you can bend your knee and work there. So lots of options. 5 more. Come on, reach, twist, turn. One more big one. And then that leg goes down, you pause, your arms come forward, see if you can drop another inch and pulse. Working right into these upper abs. Imagine you're just curling in, like doing little crunches in towards your hips. 5, 6, 7, keep breathing. Last 2. And on this next one, lift your right leg, catch it, walk up it, bending your knee. Use it to support yourself. Go as far as your body allows you to. So you might be holding onto your lower leg, that's fine. And then lift up into extension. So use your leg to pull your spine and grow it as tall as it will go. Once it's there, you can then extend the leg and work into that hamstring. Keep breathing, keep lifting. Straighten that right knee a little bit more. Perhaps you can lift the leg a little bit higher. Perhaps you can lift your chest a little bit higher. Take one more breath. And then carefully bend the knee, pop that foot together again. And we're going to roll controllably down to the floor. Extend your legs, interlace your fingers, full body stretch, inhaling, reaching, exhaling, sinking. Do that again. Okay, we're going to turn onto our side. I'm going to switch ends. We're going to roll onto your right side. So we're going to work the left leg. So you're going to stay low, resting your hand here or down on your arm. Bend your lower knee. The other leg stays hovered. And I want you to feel a little squeeze back. So squeeze the buttock to pull your leg back, but don't let your hips protrude forward. And the leg doesn't drop lower than hip height. We're going to simply take that leg all the way forward by flexing the foot, toes slightly turned up, pointing the toe, taking that leg all the way back, a little mini squeeze. Flex, forwards, abs on. Point, squeeze back, slightly behind. Again, we're doing 10, that's 4. Coming forward for 5. And this leg, when it starts to get tired, it will start to drop, but also your foot might start to turn in. So try and slightly turn up towards the sky as you bring your leg forward. And then squeeze the butt behind. Lost count now. 2 more, I think. Even if it's 1 more for luck. Big, big hip flexion, then hip extension. Last one stays forward. So come forward, turn the toes up, and let's pulse it up and down. It won't go very high, and don't drop it lower than your hips. 7, 6. Come on, lift it up. 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 more. Point the toes. Take it all the way back behind. Keep it high, keep it high. Now squeeze that butt and lift it up. 10, 9. Make sure your hips haven't come forward. 7. Squeeze that butt cheek. 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 more. And then bend the knee all the way in towards your shoulder. Catch the shin and pull the knee and open the hips slightly by rolling over into your right buttock a little bit more. So my hip bone's kind of angled up towards the sky. If you can wrap your elbow around, do, and pull that leg in and stretch the hip flexor. Either take hold of your calf or loop your fingers around your toes or hold onto your foot, open the knee up towards the sky and straighten the leg to stretch the inner thigh and hamstring again. So find a balance. Imagine you're trying to push your hip bones forward towards me, but opening the leg behind, and then lengthen and pull that leg in as much as you can. It's one of my favorite hamstring stretches. It's quite relaxing. Lengthen, lengthen. One more breath, put it in a little bit more. And then when you release, bend the knee and slide your sole of your foot on the outside of that thigh and push the knee open. Try and relax the body as you do so. Now we're going to keep the foot where it is. And what I want you to do is roll your body onto your back. So you end up being in that position. Excuse me. And we'll go back to those oblique twists. So right hand to the side of the head. Lift the right knee up and hold here. So your options here. So stay like that, isolated, and then twist and drop back down. Try and see if you can do this with that right leg always up. Or if you can, extend the right leg to the sky. Twist and lower. If you want to move a little bit more, as your head drops, your leg can drop. Come up and you twist. So we're going to do a little bit more than 10 on this side. So this is number 6. We're going to add 5 more, 15 and 7. Inhale, push that leg away. 8 and 9. We've got 6 more to do. Lift up, twist. 6 and 5. Reach it. 4, 3. Last 2. One more big lift. And then hold at the top. Head down. Hold it, 10 seconds, squeeze the belly, lengthen that right leg. If it's bent, take it to the sky, challenge yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, and soften the knees. Slide your hands around, catch that right thigh, and drop your head and shoulders, and stretch your left buttock, because it's been doing some work. So use your arms to drive the right thigh in, taking a little bit more weight into the right buttock, opening that left knee, and then just breathing through. Just another 10 seconds or so, keeping the breath. When we release that foot to the floor, keep the ankle there and just let your knees drop over to the left. Take your arms slightly wide and then stretch down into the right side of your hip, maybe into the thigh, maybe into your lower back. Adjust your right leg as much as you need to find that stretch. And then as we begin to bring that leg back to center, you can either stack your knees or cross it all the way over and drop the knees all the way over to the right. So it's a much deeper twist, and then drive that left shoulder back down to the floor. If you don't like it, stack your knees. Just keep breathing through. One more breath here. And then carefully just bring your knees back into center. And cross your legs. Soles of feet together, let your knees fall out and take a little rock side to side. Enjoy that sensation. A little creaky floor here. Couldn't tell if it's my body creaking or the floor creaking. And then as we bring our legs together, we slide them flat down straight at the ground, bringing your fingertips above your shoulders, lifting your chin to your chest, rolling up, and then switching. Okay. So I'm going to turn, you can either roll back down, turn away, or come down onto your left side. So find your place, your lower leg is bent forward, and the top leg is in line with the hip. Engage your abs, nice flat back. We squeeze the buttocks, take the legs slightly behind without letting our hips protrude forward. So really use your core to keep that stability. And then we bring that leg forward in front of the hip. And then we point the toe, bringing the leg all the way back to that squeeze. Flex your foot, come forward, slightly turn the toes up towards the sky so you don't lose that position of the leg. Point the toe, squeeze it back. That's 2. Forward. 3. Come forward for your 4th rep. Also, making sure that leg doesn't drop lower than your hips. Don't forget to turn the toes up at the very last point. Got 3 more to do. Brace your core a little bit more. Okay, so on this next one, this last one, we swing the leg all the way forward. Pause, turn the toes up, and let's press the leg up and down. 10, 9, 8. Make sure it's right up front in front of those hips. It will creep back when it gets tired. 5, 4, 3, 2. One more big lift, and then pause. Point the toes, swing the leg all the way back. Squeeze the butt. Just take it behind your hip bone. Lift it up and press it down. 10, 9, 8, 7. Come on, squeeze it up higher. 6, 5, 4, 3. Last 2. One more. And then bend it all the way forward. Catch it around the shin and drive the knee in towards your armpit. Rolling very slightly onto the left buttock. Open the hips and squeezing it in. If you want to loop it with your elbow, you can. Just spend a moment just enjoying the hip flexor stretch. We take it up to the sky for the hamstring. And again, you have those options just to hold onto your leg and lengthen up, or grab your toe or your foot. And we're straightening that leg to the sky, driving the leg back, but drawing the right hip, forward and extending through the knee, perhaps bending the arm to drive that leg as close towards you as possible. We're all built differently, so you might have more flexibility or less. And just enjoy that stretch, going deeper on the breath out. Two more breaths, keep breathing. And then as we begin to bend the knee, we take the sole of the foot just in front of that thigh, wedge it in, and then use your hand to open the knee out. And just try and relax that lower leg as well. Sometimes it can be a bit shaky. Use your right arm force just to open the knee a little bit more. Well, the hips get locked in this position, so it can be quite unpleasant, very localized area of the hip. And then we keep that position as we release our bodies back into the center. Adjust yourself and come up on that a little bit. So line yourself up in the middle. And we go back to those oblique twists. So your option is to keep your leg at tabletop, slide your left hand side of the head, and we come up and we twist, and then we lower the head back down. Or if you want to feel like a hamstring challenge, you extend the left leg and hold here and just twist up. Remember, we're doing 15 of these, or if you wish, you can lower your head and leg towards the ground, lift it up and press. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. Feel that right knee opening out a little bit more, pressing on that left leg just to make you work a little bit harder. We've got 6 more left to do. Come on, get a nice twist, shoulder to the knee. Last 3, last 2. And don't forget that last one stays up. So if your knee is bent, see if you can straighten it up to the sky. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Brace those abs, hold it. Take one more deep breath. And then bend the knee, slide your hands around the back of the thigh. Let's stretch that right glute. So open the right knee, take a little bit more weight into your left buttock, shoulders down, bottom down. And find your breath. Go a little bit deeper into the stretch if you can. And then pop that left foot onto the floor. Arms a little bit wider. And the knees dropping over to the right. Adjust the left leg as much as you need to. So you feel that stretch running down the hip bone. Take a few breaths here. And as we roll back through to the center, either cross your legs completely or stack them side by side and twist over to the left. Letting the knees drop down and then twist into that right shoulder. So I'm trying to get my right shoulder down. It's very tight. Doesn't want to go down. So I'm just going to keep breathing into it, working through that tension. Allowing my sacrum to loosen a bit. Give me 2 more breaths. So you can get that right shoulder blade to the ground. Mine's really struggling at the moment. Oh, I made it. And then carefully just begin to free yourself back into the middle. Uncrossing your legs, lifting your knees in and hugging your knees in towards your chest. Lift your chin towards your chest, shoulders down the way, and try and curl into a little ball. Take a breath in, exhale, keep your head up, lengthen your arms and legs. And then curl into a little ball again. So you can make this as strong or as weak as you like, or as easy or as hard as you like. So if you want to go hard into it, lengthen the legs and arms away, hover, pull back in 5 times. Or you just might want to go to here. You might want to put your head down and then pull in. 2 more. 1 more. I'll give it for the last time. Big, big squeeze. Drop your head to the floor. And gently part your knees and feet and just rock side to side, easing you out through that lower back. Just breathing. Shoulders relaxed. Find your center point. Bring the soles of the feet together again. And let them just drop down. Allow that little gap to appear in your lower back so that it's relaxing. If it's not relaxing, just bring your knees in, feet flat, take your feet wider, and let your knees fall in if that's better for you. Otherwise, just stay here. Perhaps take your arms up and over. I'm going to count 5 breaths. Letting your body sit heavy. Letting your body do nothing. When you're ready, bring your knees back into your chest. And then just use your hands around your thighs and roll yourself up. Come and sit yourself in a comfortable cross-legged position. If it's not comfortable, take your legs out. Hands onto the knee and sit yourself up. Take your right hand to the left knee, left hand to the base of the spine, and twist around, look over that left shoulder. Carefully twist and go the other way. Up, twist over the right shoulder. And come back to center, hold on to your knees from the front and just curve your spine back, rocking back very slightly, just enjoy that little kind of flexion. Then coming forward and doing exactly the opposite, lifting up tall, shoulder blades squeezed. And then back to neutral spine. We open the arm. We raise the arms all the way up, reach up, hands together. Slowly bring your hands down to the center point, bow down towards your fingers. Look up, always give yourself a little clap. And you are